So you come back home and you feel relaxed and you have this calmness in yourself, knowing that even if I have this insane meeting I really don't want to have, or if I receive an email I really don't know how to answer, where your nervous system goes high, you get nervous, you get anxious, you get stressed. This is the idea of Timika, that you implement these somatic tools like breathwork, like meditation, like sports, whatever it is, into your day-to-day. So you have this feeling, you have these emotions where you, on Monday when you're back home and you receive this email you really didn't want to receive, but you can think back of last week where you were in Norway, were in Mallorca, wherever we had the Intreat, and you can reconnect with the tools you learned there. And also there you had these meetings, and also there you had these emails, but somehow it didn't affect you that much because you were integrating somatic tools into your day-to-day. So that's what Timika is. I was either 150% in or at 20. I either was like full on scheduling my private life or full on scheduling my work life. I was canceling on plan because I had too much work, and then I was canceling on work stuff because I wanted to do other things, and I just didn't have this balance. And I was like, I need to get rid of this work life thing, because obviously my emotions or my nervous system was very high in certain parts. So coming up with Timika and integrating, it doesn't even matter what exactly it is. It can be meditation, it can be breathwork, it can be walking. Just finding your way how to do it and finding it outside of your bubble where you allow yourself to build new habits. That was for me such a life changer, and I could see it on so many people that it is also for them.
Hi everyone, welcome back to another episode of Zen and Now. And in today's episode, I'm joined by Sina Iten, the founder of Timika, an experience that blends the power of knowledge sharing with the benefits of a retreat. Her journey has taken her across the world, from where she was born to a life of travel, to a chance encounter at a surf camp in Portugal that transformed her health and ultimately helped shape the work she's doing today. We're going to talk about travel, healing, purpose, and how conversation can change the course of your life. Sina, welcome to Zen and Now podcast. It's great to have you here.
Thank you so much for having me.
You're welcome. Sina, before we get into everything about Sina and Timika, I just want to give a little bit of introduction of who Sina is, a little bit of a background, and what Timika stands for.
Well, I am born and raised in Switzerland. Traveling was always a big part of me growing up. I guess my parents already taught me that travels open up the mind, the brain, the soul, the life. So it was always a big deal for me traveling. Coming from different backgrounds to studying tourism, project management, meditation classes, figure ice skating when I was very young. So a lot of different things have been part of who I am and who I will become, probably. So yeah, there is a lot of different things. The last few years, or last 1.5 years, I was living in Barcelona. Right now I am in Switzerland, but let's see where life brings me.
I love Switzerland. Been there a few times. Very serene, very calm. Just love the nature, and yeah, it's stunning. If you ever have a chance to visit Switzerland, I went to Lucerne, I think.
Love it. Yeah.
Yeah, and Zurich as well. Beautiful places to visit. But yeah, if somebody had 1 minute with you to understand what Timika is, how would you explain it?
It's funny because I got to ask this question so much, obviously, because it's what I'm building right now. And I think the easiest way to explain is for everyone who knows what a retreat is.
Mm-hmm.
A retreat is always stepping back from life, which is beautiful and is needed. I myself enjoy retreats a lot. But Timika basically is a bit the opposite. So you're not escaping from life. You take your day to day to a retreat, which most of us are spending most of our times at work, and kind of life builds around work. Let's say a retreat, bringing in your day-to-day work with implementation of somatic tools that you learn in a retreat, but you will be working from there.
I love that because what you said was very important. We spend most of our days productive, and we think we have to be productive from the time we start that clock to the end. But in between, we don't really take the break, or we don't really take that time to go and breathe or do exactly what we need to do to keep going. So I love what you said there. It's taking your day to day and mimicking a retreat. A lot of people won't understand it. Am I understanding it correctly?
Yeah. So Timika is the brand name, but it's also Timika the Intreat, which I call it, when I talk about it mostly, I call it just the Intreat. Because a retreat basically means stepping back, right?
Yeah.
And I want to create a step in life and not out of life. And for me, that's the case when I bring my life, where I spend most of the time, to a retreat where I learn on how to implement all these somatic tools we learn in a retreat, and bring it to an Intreat.
Say somebody's listening to this and they'd be like, "Oh, wow, I've never heard of Intreat before," and they kind of, now the mind is activated. How would you give a little bit of not everything about the secrets about the Timika, but just a little bit of a day-to-day life of what Timika would benefit? How would it benefit you?
It can benefit, or it does benefit in a lot of different ways. We have different Intreats coming up, or already had Intreats. It's always focused on tools that you can take to your home. So let's take the example of 1 week ago, where we were in the Arctic Hideaway in Norway, where we started our day with breathwork. We then had a group mutual breakfast, while followed by a 4-hour deep work session. We had a mutual lunch, and then again 4 hours deep work session. And in the evening, we had sauna sessions, we had meditation sessions, we even made a handstand session. Everyone kind of brought in their knowledge. So we had 2 girls that are amazing with LinkedIn, while the other attendees wanted to be amazing with LinkedIn, but we had no idea, including me. So they made a LinkedIn session for us. So Timika, the idea of Timika itself is that you learn new somatic tools that regulate your nervous system, right? So you come back home and you feel relaxed, and you have this calmness in yourself, knowing that even if I have this insane meeting I really don't want to have, or if I receive an email I really don't know how to answer, where your nervous system goes high, you get nervous, you get anxious, you get stressed. This is the idea of Timika, that you implement these somatic tools like breathwork, like meditation, like sports, whatever it is, into your day to day. So you have this feeling, you have these emotions where you, on Monday, when you're back home and you receive this email you really didn't want to receive, but you can think back of last week where you were in Norway, were in Mallorca, wherever we had the Intreat, and you can reconnect with the tools you learned there. And also there you had these meetings, and also there you had these emails, but somehow it didn't affect you that much because you were integrating somatic tools into your day to day. So that's what Timika is. But because we are bringing people together with different knowledge, it's not just an Intreat for somatic tools. Suddenly you leave with the knowledge of somatic tools, but also suddenly you have a knowledge about LinkedIn, how it works, or You're able to do a handstand, whatever it is. It depends on the participants. It depends on the founders and entrepreneur that come. But it's such my idea was on starting it with bringing in calmness, regulation of your nervous system while you have your day to day. And I myself was surprised on how much I learned during 1 week without planning anything. But it's giving community. It's bringing people together where everyone wants the same. Everyone wants to thrive in their business. Everyone wants to grow in their business. But mostly everyone wants to have calmness and peace in their mind.
Yeah.
And it was beautiful to see. There was no age gap. There was no, oh, I've been learning this for 10 years. No, everyone was just supporting everyone. And it felt a bit like as if we are in a company, all in the same company, but everyone was having its own department, you know, and we were all working towards the same goal to make this company successful. That's kind of how it felt like.
That's actually the main purpose of working, right? Like you go into a company and we're all working together in separate departments for a common goal. And I think sometimes we get so lost in our work that we forget that we have so much to give, and we sometimes are too afraid to step into that role to say, hey, I have some knowledge, I have some contribution that I can make that is worthy enough. You know, that's why when people come to you for these Intreats, do they feel a little bit of hesitation when they're coming in and then leave with a different expectation?
Yeah, I think often people come and they are like a bit, okay, let's try. I'm not so sure about it, but let's give it a shot. Especially people think of the venue and they feel like, okay, meditation in the morning, breath work. But I'm in touch with these people. Now we have group chats. We reach out to each other. We support still each other. I just received a message from one of the attendees 2 days ago, and he was like, guys, I'm having a big birthday celebration. I want you all to come.
Sweet.
It's so, that was never the thought of it, but I love the way it turns out. And today, one of the attendees posted a LinkedIn post where she was like, I was dreaming about it. And I just wish there would be a Thymica university where you learn these things. And it's just so beautiful because obviously when I was thinking of creating it, I was visualizing for myself and for everyone that comes that they have this effect that I have when I do it for myself. But reading about it afterwards still is a bit mind blown. So,
yeah. I think that's the wins that you take. Because when you create something, yes, we have a vision of how we want it to be. But we forget that the in-between, there's so much that happens. We don't envision the actual in-between and the impact that it makes on somebody else's life. And when I started my journey on podcasting and sharing my story, I never knew how impactful it could be because I always felt small. I was like, who's going to listen to me? I'm just an average person and I don't have anything to share. What that's going to be worthwhile of making an impact. And when you start to really just voice your journey, your stories, your experiences, somebody out there catches on to it and latches onto it and say, hey, thank you for sharing. I've been going through the same thing. And what's humbling about that is we always think we're alone in that journey or when we're going through something like that. But when you get these kind of responses and feedback, it just makes it all worthwhile because you're doing it from a place of pureness and authenticity. That's where it comes from. You're not doing it because you want to be famous or you want to have the clicks and views and the numbers and all the metrics that come with it. Because it's coming from a pure place, and I can feel that coming from you. It's like you just genuinely wanted to do something for people to come together to live their best life. Am I correct in saying that?
Definitely. Yeah. Yeah.
Would you feel if somebody came to you and gave you a negative response? Because yes, we do also have to accept there's criticism, there's feedback, there's opinions. How do you manage when you are challenged?
I mean, so far I cannot give you an example because luckily it haven't happened to me yet, but also I'm just starting. So I ask my attendees to give me after the Intreat like a valuable feedback. And for me, a valuable feedback is not hearing that everything went fine.
Yeah.
I think at the end of it, it depends on how the feedback is. But I guess with every feedback we learn.
Mhm.
So depending on the feedback, I think read through it and see on how much it resonates, how much truth is behind it. And is this really something from Timika? Is it something from me personal? Is it something that helps Timika to grow, to get better, to be better? And just watch carefully, talk with this person. It doesn't mean that Timika is for everyone. And I don't think it is for everyone. I don't think so. But if you are someone who wants to have more peace and calmness in your day to day, give it a shot. And if you have anything that you think would make it better, please tell me, because that's the only way how I can grow, how I can get better. And if it's really something I can change, I'm pretty sure I'll do it.
Yeah, that's
How
a
do
healthy
you
way.
use that?
In the beginning, I should take it very personally because I wanted everybody to like me. I want everybody to resonate with me. And as I aged along and have lost a lot of connections, a lot of people in my life because I wanted to live a different way, I kind of realized uh, that's my journey and that's their journey. Uh, Criticism is always going to be part of life. As a sports person, I know that's that comes as a part and parcel of that era of my life where playing sports and you got to be criticized what you're not doing right so you can improve. But somewhere along the line, I've kind of forgot that it's part of life, and we take the positives away from it. Yes, somebody might give you feedback and to say, hey, I think you should do X, Y, and Z, and you're like, okay, like you said, you take what you need, you resonate with what's not working, and you kind of write it down and say, okay, this is not working, and then what's working for me. So I take everything as a learning experience, like you mentioned earlier. It's a learning experience. We're not perfect. We don't get it right all the time. Not everybody's gonna like us, the what for the work we're doing, and that's okay because maybe your life purpose is and journey is on another path. So be it. I just deflect now negativity. I respond in kindness. Before I would be engaging in that or taking part in that back and forth. But I do stand up when the requirement is there. When I need to step in and say, "Hey, this is not right." I will do that now. It's not pretty at times. I do get it wrong. Let's be honest. I will be honest.
I'll do probably, right?
Yeah, but that's just the way I deal with it now. I just kind of take it as a learning.
But I think that's also with becoming a founder or an entrepreneur. I guess that's one of the biggest things that just you have to face.
Mhm.
My approach, I think I try to take every feedback as a productive feedback and give it a shot on how it can help me. And I think that's a learning that I'm going through right now is, when is it personal?
Yeah.
When do I get offended? And when is it for the sake of the growth of the company, kind of,
Yeah.
or
Yeah.
the brand? Yeah.
Yeah. It's a tug of war between what's right and what's wrong. In a way that, how do we then step into that mode of to say, hey, I can take this on, or I don't really need to. I'm just scared to listen, and I'm going to move away. I don't need to take part in it.
Yeah. Yeah, definitely. That makes sense.
No, I mean, we're learning all the time. But it's a beautiful thing, because when you step into a higher purpose for yourself, you kind of open up your heart, your chest to the world to say, hey, I'm authentic. This is me. If you like me, cool. If you don't like me, it's also all right, because I'm here for a short period of time in life, and I just want to help people and make an impact the best way I can. And I think for you, is that also the purpose right now?
Yeah. Yeah, definitely.
And speaking about purpose and your journey, traveling is a big part of your life, or has been a big part of your life. When did that bug hit you, and when did you realize, okay, something, I just need to see the world right now?
I think it's been always a part of how I grew up. I didn't grow up in a family where we went to 5-star hotels and chilling by the pool the whole day. I grew up going canoeing. Do you say that? Canoeing?
Canoeing.
Canoeing in, like, through Sweden for 2 weeks,
Oh, that's awesome.
sleeping in tents, or my my dad loves to play football, but me and my well, he wished that he would have a football team as kids. Me and my sister, well, we were not part of that, but we were always like doing goalkeeper training on
Oh,
holidays,
okay.
traveling around, doing hikes for a few days. So it was always very adventurous. It was never just like going into hotels and spend time there. Always very close to nature. And I think this kind of brought me to this more adventurous life. And then, when I don't remember how old I was probably 24 when I was finished my studies of tourism, where a friend of mine and I decided to go to South America for a few months to travel. And I think it's, for me, by that time, it was more like closing a chapter, like closing a chapter of school, saving enough money to go travel. And then after 7 months, I came back and without any money left. And I had to go move back to my parents. And I was sitting in the garden. I was like, oh my God, I really actually, I love them. I love my home, but I would love to be able to travel more. So I kind of knew always that I wanted to see more of the world. And then somehow I found the rhythm again in the work and in life I built there. But then again, I was like, there's just something going on. I need to see more of life. So I quit again my job and I went travel for a few months. And I think it's all these people you meet. It's so
Yeah.
inspiring. The culture, it's so different. And you can just learn from every single person something. And probably, no, not probably, you can also do that here. But I think sometimes you're just stuck in your own bubble that you need to get out of it a little bit and be open and enjoy others. Does that make sense?
Yeah. No, I hear you. It was like that for me as well. My first trip was when I was 16. I got a chance to go to the UK for a family wedding. And you know that saying, you leave your one foot in the air. And that's been me ever since I got that opportunity, and I'm grateful for that opportunity, for my parents for giving me that opportunity as well. Because something within yourself just sparks. And for me, because I also love football and the Premier League, so going to the UK was a massive thing for me because I just immersed myself in that culture. And when I saw Central London, I was also taken, I was just blown away. The shopping and all of those things, just the easiness of transportation, public transport, because in South Africa, we don't have that ability or that infrastructure. So for me, to be able to just walk and take a train somewhere was enormous, was massive because it also showed me that there's so much of the world that can be explored because the curiosity was then placed within me as well. And when I came back from that trip, I was already searching. Okay, I was only 16 at the time, but how can I then try and live somewhere else? There was always that moment in life where I thought I want to live somewhere else in the world, experience life outside of South Africa. And it just never happened until 2019 when we got the opportunity to immigrate to Canada. And when everybody asks me like, why did you leave? I always say, firstly, because I always wanted to experience the world. I wanted to live somewhere else and then, make a life somewhere else. And the other side of that is also because of political reasons, because we just wanted basic services on a daily basis. I don't think a lot of people understand what that feels like, not to have water and electricity 1 minute and next minute you don't. So for me, we took the opportunity to explore that. And it's a brave step we took as well, because it's not easy. You probably feel that too when you leave your home. You don't have any support structure with you, right? And if you fail, it's okay. Failure is part of life. That's just the way it is. So that's just something I wanted to share with you.
Did you ever go back since you moved to Canada?
To South Africa?
Yeah.
Yeah, I've been twice home. Different feelings from the first time to the second time. And both my wife and I, we kind of realized, okay, we can't move back. South Africa will always be home, but we just have different ideologies, and we want to experience different things in life compared to our family.
It's beautiful if you have the chance to go back, like to see family, to see friends. I think that's for me. Knowing that I have my support system here doesn't mean that I cannot have a support system somewhere else. But always going back and know, like, this is home. This is where I grew up. This is where my roots are. That's a privilege of life. Yeah.
Yeah. And for us, it's pretty far too, because it's like a 24-hour flight. 2 flights, actually. There's no direct flight from here to South Africa. So whenever we get the opportunity, we take it because it doesn't come very often. But we also take the opportunity to explore other regions of the world. And Canada is massive. And we're taking the opportunity now to explore more of this country. And I think we made a mistake of not exploring more of our own country.
But Canada must be beautiful. I really wanted to go.
No, you have to come. I think if you bring Timika here, it's something that will do really well. Honestly. Yeah, for sure.
Okay, we have to explore that idea a bit more.
No, I definitely think it would do really well, because a lot of people are also searching for that over here. A lot of people are willing. They are willing to try new things. That's what I see from a lot of people here, is that they're willing to try new things. They're also searching for a lot of community and togetherness, because I see it now with run clubs and bike clubs, and people are joining those kind of things just to find some form of community. So maybe that's the next step for Timika, is to bring it, make it global, like really reach it out to other regions of the world.
That sounds wonderful.
Before we jump back into today's episode, a quick favor. If you're enjoying the conversation, please take a moment to subscribe, follow, and share this podcast with someone who could benefit from it. And if you haven't already, leaving a rating and review helps us reach more people and continue bringing you meaningful conversations each week. Thank you for being part of this community. Now let's get back to the episode.
Do you have a favorite travel destination?
A favorite travel destination. I don't think it's fair to say that because there are so many countries I haven't seen yet. But so far, I was really blown away by Colombia.
Oh wow, okay. Why Colombia?
I just felt, I think it may be also because you're going there. I was young. I'm still young, but I was way younger then.
We are all still young.
No, but I think people had this perspective of Colombia, it's going to be so dangerous. You really need to be careful. And you go a bit with mixed feelings on, is that all right? What everyone is saying? Is it really that way? How am I going to feel? And I arrived with mixed feelings and I left with a heart full of joy, happiness. I felt so alive, I would say. Like people, it doesn't matter to which part I went. Everyone was so welcoming, so warm, so generous. Yeah, I really didn't want to leave. I loved it. Yeah.
Yeah, that's the misconception, I think. When you see something in real life, it changes your perspective. So a lot of people think South Africa is dangerous. I'm just giving you an example because they see what they see on the news and what is portrayed by media outlets and social media. But you'll find the most welcoming, warmest, kindest, understanding people. They will go to the ends of earth to make you feel welcome. And I think that's probably what you felt as well in Colombia as well, right? We have the misconception of how the media portrays it because of movies or political events, whatever it is, etc. But when you go there and you experience it for yourself, only you can take that experience and say, hey, this is my experience. Somebody can show you and tell you, but only once you experience it for yourself, then you take the appreciation from that experience. Something that happened to me is when I came to Canada, a family member said to me, you won't understand it until you see it for yourself. Like the skyline, just how everything works and the ability to bike everywhere. So when I went on a bike ride with him, and then we went to this spot, and you can see the skyline, the CN Tower and everything. And in that moment, I understood what he was saying. So I can paint a picture for you of how beautiful Canada is, but only once you come and you leave, then you kind of make your mind up.
Yeah. Yeah. And I always feel like you can see a picture, you can see movies or whatever. Landscape is always one thing, but that was what makes it really special is the people.
Yeah.
Like for me, every single time. And I went to different countries who were insane when it comes to nature, to whatever they have. But when the people, what really stuck with me was when I had this emotional connection with people, where I was like, I really want to go back not because of what the country has to offer, but what the people, how they made me feel.
Yeah. Did you ever go back
to Colombia? I went after I was there for, I don't even remember if it was 1 or 2 months, but shortly after, I went again. I really would love to go. It's been now 5 years. So I really would love to go again, but so far I wanted to see places like South Africa, for example, which I haven't had the chance to go there, but it's very, very high on the list.
Amazing. Yeah. When you do go, just hit me up. I'll give you the ins and outs.
I definitely do that.
Something you shared with me offline is that there's a life-changing moment for you when you went on a surf trip to Portugal, and lo and behold, something good came out of that. Can you just share what that experience was like for you?
Yeah, I was after my travels in Asia, I ended up in a surf camp in Portugal. I'm not a surfer, by the way. Anyone who thinks I'm a good surfer, I'm not. I just love the vibe. But I met so many incredible people, and especially a lot of people who, one of my very good friends, she became one of my very good friends. She's a nutritionist, and she shared with me her knowledge and her vision on what she wants to do. And I was just like, oh, I would be amazing to. She's just one of the few, like a lot of people I met who have this huge knowledge I have absolutely no idea about, but I would love to give them a platform and to include them in something for other people to get just a glimpse of what she knows. Because I think she's really gifted with this, how do you say that? With the capacity that she's a nutritionist and she wants to know everything and how the gut works with it and how this food makes you feel after, with this food and the combination, fermentation. She was talking to me. She was like a dictionary. She had this, like she had all the knowledge, and I was like, okay, there is no way I can only remember 1% out of what you know, but I would love to do something so everyone has the chance to get big of your knowledge. And I think she was one of these people that led me to create Thymica, because I'm not the one that has all this knowledge. I'm not a guru or a specialist in any of these kind of tools, if it's nutrition, if it's a somatic tool, whatever it is. But I want to bring people like her into Timika to explain and help people how to live a better life.
Yeah. And in that moment, you yourself were going through some life challenges, physically, and she was the one who kind of navigated or managed or guided you to improve. Yeah, could you just give us, how did that happen? What did she do to help you out?
Yeah, I was. I have a gluten intolerance, and she kind of. I'm not celiac, but I have a gluten intolerance, and she kind of explained to me what kind of bread I can eat, or like normal gluten bread, with which combination of food that I can still eat it. And I was like, this is amazing. And she teach me more and more about it. And now I kind of am not gluten intolerant anymore if I just do it with the combinations she told me. So that definitely was a big change in that. Yeah.
So if somebody's listening to this right now and they in the same position that you are, how can they start incorporating that, or can they also reach out to this individual to to help them out? If so, can you share the name, or I can also leave a link in the description below?
Absolutely. Her name is ZAIRA. She's also coming as a chef to the next Intreat we are having
Amazing.
in end of August. Yeah. Yeah.
Amazing. That's why we're here, just to give you guys the best, or not the best, but the chance to reach out and get some help when you need it. How did Timika originate, and where did it originate from? What is your inspiration behind that name?
I kind of, when I started, I think I was like having the idea, but the easiest for me to start, I think that's an entrepreneur problem probably, is like to start with the easiest. And I was like, I cannot go out in this world without a name, to it. So of course, with help of AI, I went to I don't know how many 100 names. And I think my friends, luckily they didn't block me because I asked them on opinions about names constantly. And I don't know how, but somehow I came up with Timos, which is coming from the Greek origin, and Química, which is chemistry in Spanish. So I kind of was like, I wanted to have one word next to the Intreat. And I was like, why not Timos and Química bring it together and we have Thymica? And it's super simple. There is no, obviously there is meaning behind it, but I think out of all of these 200 different names, I was like, Timika the Intreat. Yeah, I kind of like that. And that's how I stuck with it.
Yeah, it rolls off the tongue. It's easy to say.
Yeah, I don't know. I didn't want to put my name on it because obviously I'm the face behind the brand, but I wanted to have the Intreat, like Timika's Intreat, and not me, not my name in front of it. So that's why for me it was super important to have a brand name. Yeah.
Do you ever feel like you want to be the face of that brand? I know it's early on. I know you're still beginning your journey is on this entrepreneurial or this brand journey. But at some point, do you feel, or would you feel like you'd like to have your face as the brand, or are you comfortable with just being the driver of the brand?
Good question. I think I can be. It's not that I'm like, yes, here I am. Please put me in front. But I think Timika is very an emotional cause. It's not just here I am, let's do this. It's more Timika was invented out of an emotional need from my side. And the brand itself, I don't think can be that emotional as the human behind it. So yes, I would see my face because out of an emotional perspective, because Timika was invented by me because I needed it the most. This concept. And that's why I believe in it, why I know it works. And that's why I think, yes, my face can be on it. Yeah.
Thank you for being honest about that, because a lot of people wouldn't say that because they wouldn't want to come across as being ego or having that bravado to say, hey, yeah, this is me, look at me. But sometimes it's okay to own up to that and say, hey, this is me, this is who I am, and this is what I stand for.
Exactly. And that's Timika is my baby.
Exactly.
So
yeah.
It's not me who stands for it, who does, right? So I think it would be wrong for me to say no.
No, and you shouldn't be. You should say, yes, I am proud of it because it's your baby, and you should pat yourself on the back. I will always remember that from my previous guest. She's like, no, this is where you are. This is who you are. And look how far you've come. And you should pat yourself on the back, because sometimes we don't like to take that adoration, or we don't like to say, hey, well done, because we think it's egocentric. But sometimes you have to say, hey, well done to yourself, because when you don't get that from somebody else, you do it for yourself. And most things are born from an emotional experience, right? Zen and Now was born from an emotional experience. Timika is born from an emotional experience. And you feel it because it comes from a place of, sorry, it's very emotional to think about, how far you've come from where you were. Because sometimes you just don't see the light. But when you go on a journey like this, it just puts everything into perspective of, yes, I wouldn't change it for the world, because it's something beautiful was born out of it.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's just the way I feel about it.
I can definitely agree.
Yeah, we get to a stage where I think we want to be helpful, but also we need to also help ourselves. And this is the best way that we can.
Yeah, and I think I don't know if that's correct what I'm saying, but I guess for you starting with this podcast was also a way of therapy
Yeah,
for you,
100%.
right? Talking about it. So, and that's what for me Timika does is I was struggling with this work-life balance constantly. I was either 150% in or I did 20. I either was like full on scheduling my private life or full on scheduling my work life. I was canceling on plan because I had too much work, and then I was canceling on work stuff because I wanted to do other thing, and I just didn't have this balance. And I was like, I need to get rid of this work life thing. I don't want this. I just need the tools. I need to find my ways, how my brain works perfectly, how I can be chill, how I can be relaxed, but still do whatever I wanted to do, what feels right for me. So it is out of a very emotional part, because obviously my emotions were, or my nervous system was very high in certain parts. So coming up with Thymica and integrating, it doesn't even matter what exactly it is. It can be meditation, it can be breathwork, it can be walking, just finding your way how to do it and finding it outside of your bubble, where you allow yourself to build new habits. That was for me such a life changer, and I could see on so many people that it is also for them. And it is very connected to any kind of emotion you have. And I think for that, coming back to what we were talking previously, is this egocentricness of, or I don't remember how you called it, but like putting your face on it. That's what we build, right?
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
And that's
that's playing small. That's us playing small. We don't really need to do that. Because you create something for people to connect. And not just with themselves, but then they connect with the higher purpose of themselves.
Yeah.
And that's
or years.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, thank you for sharing that. It's amazing that you find when you start this journey, you kind of connect with people that you resonate with, and it may not be like family, blood, but as humans, we all connected somehow, and that's why what an Intreat does is now it puts it into perspective. Is that we take it with us every day. Because think about it, you wake up, for me, my Intreat would be, I'll wake up and I would exercise. That's my way of my time. Just to calm myself, center myself, my nervous system, everything. So that I know that when I'm going into the day, I'm ready to go because I've already taken care of something that I need to do to take care of myself. Is there something that you do for yourself like that as well? Do you have like a daily routine you could share with us?
Yeah, my daily routine definitely is getting up, having my warm water with lemon, and then if I can, I always step my feet to the grass and meditate. Yeah. And then I meditate from there. I do some stretching exercise because I just feel like, I don't know how I will feel when I'm 80, but I already feel like my body is rusty as hell. So I get the stretching, and then I sit in the grass and I do at least 10 minutes minimum, or up to half an hour of meditation. But without that, I think I already put it in my brain. If I oversleep or something, I miss my alarm and I need to run out of the house, I feel like I didn't do my meditation. It's not going to be a good day. So, no, but this is definitely something I do wherever I am. if there is some grass, if there is some nature, I definitely prefer doing it there. But sitting down and having a meditation, even just for 5 or 10 minutes, I don't think that's too much to ask for yourself to just calm down, be there, and start present into your day.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which, any nutritional non-negotiables for you that you do now?
For me, it's just a warm glass of water. And then in the evening, my sleep tea. That's something I think wherever I go in the world, I have this with me. I think it's just became part of I'm not a big routine person. So, but this is something since years I have with me. Yeah. And it's funny. I didn't know, but I went on a holiday with my mom. And well, with my whole family in November. And it was very funny because out of 6 people, 4 of us did the same. We all got up in the morning. We went to, how do you call this? Like the breakfast place.
Oh, bed and breakfast. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. We walked in the morning, everyone individually around the same time. And there was this lady and she asked us what we want to drink. And I was the first one, I think, and I entered. I was like, "Oh, can I please have a glass of hot water?" And she was looking at me strange, and she was like, "Yeah, sure." And then my mom comes in, and she was like, "Oh, could I please start the day with a warm water?" And then my aunt and my sister did the same. It was very funny. So we realized, without talking, we all have the same morning routine.
That's beautiful.
Yeah.
Who is there for Sina? Because you are there for so many people. Who is there for you when life gets challenging?
Oh, my family. I'm very, very lucky. I have I have the best support system or support I can ask for. Like my parents, my sister, my best friends who I have since like kindergarten. It doesn't matter where I am in the world. There is no way they're not coming to see me, or we don't speak daily, but we speak often, and there is a bond, I think, that is stronger than anything else. So I'm very, very blessed.
You went to Barcelona. I'm sure you probably had them in your corner as well, because you probably was it a challenging move for you, Barcelona?
At the moment, no. At the moment, it didn't feel challenging at all because I kind of like to just bump somewhere in. When it comes to my private experiences, this whole Barcelona journey basically happened. The whole decision to move there within 3 days. Like I got a call.
3 days.
Yeah.
Wow.
Okay. I was in an interview process, and I was about, or they asked me to come and start the job on, I think it was 20th of February or something. And I was like, yeah, let's think about it. Barcelona's never in my mind, but I definitely wanted to have sun and sea around me. And they called me and they said, you have the job, but you need to come, you need to be here in 3 days.
Wow.
And I think that was in January, mid-January. And I was a bit overwhelmed on what should I do. But for me, when it comes to private decisions, I can be, okay, you know what? I just go and let's see, whatever. Now, 1.5 years later, thinking of this whole time in Barcelona, it definitely was not easy, but it was needed. I think you for sure you have seen these videos or whatever. You should just escape for like 6 months to somewhere where you don't know anyone and you just build up your lives. Like that's what Barcelona was for me.
Okay.
I think every single thought I had or vision or idea or whatever, people go to cities to party, to enjoy beach and whatever. I went to Barcelona, and I think the first 3 months, I didn't want to meet anyone. I went meditating every morning for sunrise to the beach, at lunch in the evening. I had my book with me during lunch break. I didn't want to talk to anyone. I think I was this person that, didn't seem very interested in any one of my coworkers or having a relationship, like a friend relationship with friends at the time. It took me 3 months to say yes to a dinner, like with friends. I unconsciously, I think that's why I had to go to Barcelona. And yeah, probably that's where the stone was set. And after that, it became easy.
Yeah, I think most things in the beginning is anxiety driven. It's anxious people we don't really know. We don't know our surroundings. But if you're courageous and you just stick with it, it gets less heavy on the brain to think about a lot of things, and you just kind of live in the moment, right?
Yeah.
You've shared so much about Timika and the retreat and who Sina is and the support structures. Anything else that Sina hasn't shared thus far that you'd like to, end the podcast with, and just give our listeners a little bit of hope and encouragement that when things do get challenging, that you can come back to?
It sounds very, I don't know the English word for it, but I realized this the other day. I went for a walk with with one of my kindergarten friends, and it was evening, I think 11 p.m. And we were walking in nature, and we reached like the top of the hill, and we both laid down and we were just watching the stars. And I was like, I do remember myself being overwhelmed about so many things and thinking of, it can just be an email and it could be like, oh my God, that's a mess. Or how would I ever recover? This is going to destroy my life, blah, blah. Or like a conversation you overthink after 100 hours later, and you still feel like this conversation, I said this and this and this, and that was the worst that I've said that, blah, 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 blah. The other person don't even remember anymore what you were saying, but you just overthink and you make things so difficult. And when we were there watching the stars, I was just like, it's so easy how calm it can be if you just watch the sky.
And the sky full of stars, like this Coldplay song.
Yeah, but it doesn't. It can even be. Have you ever been at the beach or like on a wherever you are in a park, laying down and you just watch the clouds? This for me could be the best meditation when I feel overwhelmed. Like you don't, if you don't feel like you sit down and have a clear mind because your thoughts are going crazy anyway. If you have the chance, which we probably have everywhere, to just lay down. It doesn't matter the weather. It doesn't matter the time, and watch the sky. It just takes your thoughts away because you're doing something. You're watching something, right? So it's maybe a bit easier than just sit and meditate. But this to me, I realize is definitely one of the things that really can calm me down in seconds. So I think that would be my final words. If you feel like of having a little bit of calmness, a free tool for everyone, watch the sky.
Merci. Thank you for that. No, guys, thank you so much for joining in today's podcast. And Sina, if people want to be who are interested in understanding and learning or even joining Timika, where can they find you?
You can either find us on the website Thymica.com or just reach out on Instagram, Timika the Intreat. Send me a message and I'd love to hear and chat with you.
Amazing. And links in the description below. But thank you, Sina, for sharing your insights with us, sharing your life journey with us. I really appreciate it. I always like to take a theme out of every podcast. And today the theme is take your retreat with you every day.
I love that.
So thank you guys for listening. You guys know the drill today. Please like, share, and subscribe to Sina's journey, my journey. It'll just help the podcast grow. And until the next one, thank you guys so much. Stay zen. Thank you.
Thank you so much.